Good afternoon on what is a cool, bright and sunny day. It is Wednesday, September 28th. I am in the Read Nook with a nice hot cup of tea and a parcel to unbox. So, there we go. And what I've got inside is a copy of Player of Games. The culture, a huge machine symbiotic society, has thrown up a great many great game players. One of the greatest is Gurga, Janelle Morat Gurga, the player of games, master of every board, computer and strategy. Bored with success, Gurga travels to the Empire of Azad, crawling incredibly wealthy to try their fabulous game. A game so complex, so like life itself, that the winner becomes emperor. Mocked, blackmailed, almost murdered, Gurga accepts the game and with it the challenge of his life, and very possibly his death. Okay, so this is written by Ian M. Banks. It is I gather it's the second book in the culture novel series, and I've never read it. I've read a couple of Ian Banks novels and enjoyed them. Crow Road let's have a look. The Wasp Factory. But I've not got around to reading science fiction, partly because I've sort of fallen out of the habit of reading a lot of fiction, because unfortunately, foolishly, I'm reading and reviewing this stuff. So I'm reading interactive fiction as such, rather than actual fiction. And I do miss reading actual fiction. So why have I picked this up? The reason I've actually picked this up is because it's going to be the subject of a book club. Now, the book club does the book club I belong to is run as sort of like part of the community around the Grognard Files podcast. So us Grognards get together sort of like once a month and chat about a book or game, or even a film which we've read, watched, and we've done something with over the previous month. So we've done things like John Peterson's Game Wizard. We've watched movies. We've read role-playing games and talked about it and the history and the background, what we would do with it, and that sort of thing. And occasionally, the chief Grognard, Dirt the Dice, throws in a piece of fiction, and this is his option for this round of the book club. And it's obvious sort of like why, because it's talking about playing games and actually taking that concept of playing games to the furthest extent possible. You know, we sit around and we play board games around the table, or we play role-playing games, and then sort of like we do it online as well. But it's a pastime, it's a hobby. But and there are people who can do it professionally all the time, whether they're actual some game masters, or even chess players, card players, that sort of thing, Magic the Gathering players, if you will. I doubt there are very few, if any, full-time role-playing game players, if only because they're probably not making any money from it. Although perhaps Critical Role might be a different thing. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to reading this, just as a change from reading, stuff like this, and actually reading this and not having to write a review about it, probably. But yeah, so Player of Games, from what I gather, it's part of the culture setting, and that's a transhuman space setting, where humanity has reached the point where it can transform itself into something other than human, and back again through various means, and you have the question of the nature of what it becomes to be human at that point. Essentially we kind of leave the physical sense of our physical natures behind, and what they become we can change. So yeah, that is Player of Games by Ian M. Banks. So I may well do a review of it. I don't know. Depends if I have sort of like time to think about it and get it done. But the one thing that I will do is read it and enjoy it, I hope. and maybe if I've got more time, get a chance to read the other culture books, because hey, sometimes I do feel very underread when it comes to fiction. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you have, then please do click on the like button down below. And if you've got any comments or feedback, appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a parcel containing a book or game, in this case, not this, but this, a book, actual fiction, which I will talk about to the best extent of my knowledge. Not a great deal in this case, for roughly 10 minutes or so, not 10 minutes. All, of course, accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do hit the subscribe button down below. And I do recommend the Grognard Files as a podcast, and joining the community, and essentially joining the book club, because it's sort of a chance to get together and discuss things, and sort of like a bit of socialisation, sort of like on a Sunday morning at the start of the day. Anyway, thanks again for watching another unboxing of the Nook. I'll be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.